Yo ho ho and a barrel of rum. We are playing a bit of Port Royale 4. It's been a good 6 or so years since Port Royale 3, but I love this game. It's very similar to, I guess, Anno, but it's much more focused on trading between nations, or not really nations, more so cities along the Caribbean. So let's go ahead and start off with the campaign. This is in beta at the moment. You can buy it off the Calypso store through Steam, and you'll be able to access this before everyone else, I guess, before the game gets released. Now, unfortunately, we can only be Spain in the beta, at least for now. And Spain, look at that. They just own all of these red cities, which is quite a bit. I think we start off with Seville here. And I'm going to go ahead and wing this as much as I can. I haven't really played around with the tutorial as the warning gave me just before. But let's go ahead and start. So, the Caribbean Sea around 1570. Spain has already spread out to a large extent, but the towns are small for the most part, and due to the long distances, rather poorly supplied. The danger of attacks by other nations, especially England, lurks constantly. Your task is to stabilise Spain's colonies as quickly as possible to secure power. For the purpose, you shall distribute settlers, building materials, and all important commodities along the colonies, so that they can grow quickly. In addition, you should promote the production of important commodities. This campaign offers the best introduction to Port Royale 4, as it contains a balanced mixture of the different components of the game: trade, construction, and military conflicts. Now, that is something that is new in the game. You've got construction, so you can actually expand some of the cities. Now, I'm going to go ahead and choose just, I think, the basic adventurer character. He seems pretty good. We receive 2 captains in the beginning. He's able to rebuild vessels which have been defeated in battle, which for me, I could imagine being very useful in case I do lose any. And he's got a weakness of being weaker in boarding fights, but that should be alright. Let's go ahead and continue. And I've got to say, the art style for this game, especially in this next cutscene, is pretty amazing. They've definitely gone all out, and I definitely like the art style, but then again, everything will improve as well, because it's only beta.
16th century, the empire of the Spanish crown was so large that the sun never set on it. From all over the world, riches flowed into the motherland, especially to Madrid, the place of the royal court, the mecca of flatterers, schemers, and officials. Anyone blessed with title or wealth found a safe and comfortable life here. For those who were not blessed with this, there is above all a way out: the Spanish Caribbean colonies, from which the wealth of South and Central America is shipped across the Atlantic. The poor people were allowed to leave willingly, because life was hard and labor was scarce in the colonies. The settlers are driven by the hope for a better life, without poverty, but in freedom, and perhaps even prosperity. But even the great rulers of Europe look eager to the Spanish colonies. Their fabulous riches promise something no monarch can resist: power.
Alright, yeah, keep in mind this is...
So it is only a matter of time before Spain's supremacy is openly challenged.
Yes, by England. Yeah, so keep in mind this is only a beta, and there'll be plenty more civs. I guess there's the French and the English.
Greetings in the name of God and as representative of the Holy Crown of Spain. Heaven sends you, for the area to be colonized is vast, and the development is a true test of our humility and devotion before God. And our intelligence, of course. Due to the large expansion of our colony, the supply situation is not equally good everywhere. Some towns find it difficult to secure their demand because of the distances to production sites, but also because of the lack of necessary production, labor, and building materials. Your first task will be to ensure the supply of basic commodities for daily needs in your home region. Details can be found on your task list. May the blessing of God rest upon you.
And also upon you, my man. Alright, so first off, let's go start off with the journal. I have played around a little bit, so I do know a little bit of what is supposed to happen. But the tutorial, I'm just going to go ahead and try to remember everything that I can from Port Royale 3. Almost said Tropico, but this is another Calypso title, of course. So we have to buy 5 trading licenses in 5 towns. So pay special attention to your hometown and the surrounding towns of Sisal, Valladolid, Nueva Filipina, and Evangelista. Then we need to sell 500 commodities to those towns. So the smaller a town is, the more important are basic commodities like grain and wood. So they should be at the top of our trade list. And of course, if I do remember correctly, every city has its own specialties, like some do hemp and some do sugar and some do tobacco. And then you need to figure out which goes where and all that good stuff. So the bread and butter of this game is trade routes. We've also got a satisfaction that we need to hit, so for 90% of Seville. Okay. So deliver commodities from the surrounding towns to Seville to increase the satisfaction of the citizens. So we need to find out what Seville is missing and then bring it some goods. But firstly, we need to buy trading licenses from Valladolid. We start off with quite a bit of money, so I'm not really too fussed there. I think Sisal was one of them, right? Sisal, yep. And then there's 2 up here, I believe. So we've got Evangelista and New Philippines, Nueva Filipina for 15,000. Okay.
It is the express wish of the Holy Crown to improve life in the towns of your region. Only then will we gradually devote ourselves to other problems until a uniform quality of life and growth is achieved in large parts.
Alright, so we've got a couple of businesses which I guess we can expand, which I haven't really played around with at the moment, but it seems like they can, from grains, so these guys need grains, and from grains they create beer, if we go over to production. So that's a nice little thing that we can focus on. And here's what they actually produce: tobacco, cotton, sugar, and fruits. So we definitely don't want to be importing them here to Seville. What we want to be doing is bringing in other things. So things like tobacco, or not tobacco, hemp, otherwise known as marijuana, I guess. So there's a couple of different goods: basic goods, demanded goods, which actually doesn't, I'm pretty sure these don't change. It's just demanded goods, I think, is a little bit misleading for me anyway, because this is their demand, the filling level, I guess. These are just, I guess, the more luxury kind of stuff. You got exports and crafts, and then you got the actual luxury goods, such as like sailors and luxury items, furniture, pastries. That does look like a nice pastry. Ceramics and clothing. Very Spanish-looking clothing. Alright, so let's have a closer look. We've got 3 different ships here as well that we start off with. Seville 1, 2, and 3. So I'll go with Seville 1. And we'll come to Valladolid. And so that's just done with a right click. And he's sailing away. Game looks very, very good. And reminiscent of Sid Meier's Pirates, which I guess is the gold standard. I mean, that game's been out for well over 20 years now. Well, maybe 20 years, I'd say. And it literally is the gold standard for these kind of games. It was very different at the time, and it's inspired so many different games. Alright, we can also speed time up, of course, as you'd expect. And I think all we can really see at the moment, especially because we're at the start of the campaign, is Spanish ships. I do wish that they improved the pathfinding, because you can only access this 3rd tab when your ship's in dock, but like it docks pretty weirdly. Like I would have thought it docks here on this little tile, but I don't know. You guys will notice probably a little bit later on as we keep playing this game. So over here, we're just doing this manually for now. What we're going to do is get a lot of hemp until it stops moving. We want the average to be 64. So we'll get, what is that? 50 goods there. Also, let's just have a look at production. So these guys produce wood. I'm pretty sure we need to produce wood. Yeah, so we need to produce wood. I'll bring wood over into Seville so it can grow. I'm assuming that's how it works. I'm wondering what this means. The production of commodities is restricted. So, here we go. We can click on this stuff. So, I wonder why the production of the coal is restricted. Doesn't seem like it should be. But here we need cloth. And it seems like these guys actually don't produce any cloth. So to produce clothing, they need cloth. But it seems like they don't have much. So, with that being said, let's come over to Seville with that ship. Let's get another ship, the Seville the Second. Let's have a look at where we can get some cloth. And that's over in Sicile. Alright. And I might as well just get the Seville the First over to Nuova Filipina. Alright. Now, of course, eventually this will all be automated, but because we are just starting off, let's just have a little bit of fun and do this manually, right? So let's go to Seville and let's sell them all of our hemp, which it seems like we're just really not really selling for all that much profit. But anyways, let's go ahead and pick up maybe some of this cotton. 150 of this cotton. There we go. And maybe we can find somewhere where they need cotton. So maybe in one of these other cities here, such as Evangelista. No, actually, no, they probably might need cotton. Who knows? Yes, they do need cotton. Okay, so they need cotton to make cloth. And then, oh, okay, so I see how the system works. So you need from cotton to cloth, and then from cloth to the clothing. The luxury clothing. Okie doke. So these guys might need some cotton then. No, not these. Not in Campeche, but over here in Sicile. I'm assuming they might need some cotton, right? Seems like they might. Alright. Because that way, yeah. Alright. I see the way things are. So let's go ahead and check out. Is there an easy way to scroll through ships? Here we go. Free convoys. That's pretty handy. Okay, so you can see where all your convoys are and what they're up to. Being the great commander that I am, you need to keep in check with all these guys. So what did we want over here? Or at least let's check out these guys' production. And these guys do a lot of cotton and tobacco. Okay, but for tobacco, it's not really a super luxury resource. Maybe let's go pick some up. Should we? Yeah, let's do that. Let's just get 100. Because I need to trade 500 things anyway, so I need to be picking up some of this good stuff. And you know what? I'll just get some... Just a little bit of food. And let's just head over back to Seville, because I need to actually make sure these guys are happy. We also have a risk of a plague, which is no good. Gotta make sure we keep on top of that. So these guys need grains. And I wonder why the production of these commodities is restricted. Would help if I did the tutorial though, wouldn't it? But that's not the fun of it. So let's also have a look at who creates grains. These guys don't. These guys don't. Must be someone here that does grains. No, what's that? We'll find out in a bit. No grains here. Jeez. Is no one producing any grains? It seems like it's a big no to grains. Alright. So I've got 2 ships over here. Let's get this guy back up over here and let's get some more of this stuff. And you come over to Seville now. There we go. He should be coming. He is indeed. And now this guy, what did you bring in? Some cotton. Okay, so I think cotton we want to unload here, don't we? I would say so, because they're not producing any. So they're going to need it. So cotton is... Let's sell them that. All right.
Small towns are less protected than large ones. The envy of European rivals, may perdition strike them, does not allow us to neglect the development of towns. They must grow and become strong in order to survive sea blockades.
Ah, so there's sea blockades now as well, which I don't really remember them being there before. So that's also something to keep in mind. So I guess we need to keep our stock levels up. Also, I'm pretty sure there's hurricanes and all this kind of stuff here as well. Some natural disasters that we need to worry about. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and check out... We've only got one ship here. The other two are coming in. Okay. So this guy's docked, isn't he? So let's just sell him our food, even though we didn't really need to do that. And then let's see, what else can we sell? Tobacco. Okay. Not sure if that... So the tobaccos don't get turned into cigars or anything. They're just tobacco. Which is interesting. Okay. I'm not quite sure if that was a good trade or not, but we'll figure it out. I'm very surprised that we don't have any grains, though. I'm just going to keep on keeping on here and try to make Seville happy. Let's try to figure out how best to do that, though. Maybe there must be some way I can like create something here, but it doesn't seem like it's... When you click on these tiles, here we go, it says what they do. There must be some like city mode, town list. That could be useful. Could be, but who knows. Let's check out the Viceroy. So that's him. Alright. Odhono Morales. Take a seat and have a cerveza with me. Alright, we've also got fame. We need to worry about different nations. Okay. Got the French and the Netherlands as well. We also need pirates to worry about. Oh, and we've got concessions, which seem to be like a skill tree. So, okay, we'll work on that a little bit later on, but because we don't really need to. So let's go drop off this wood here. All right, we should be able to trade it now. So these guys should be well stocked with wood. And you know what? Maybe we could start bringing in some more goods, that demanded goods that they want at least. But I need to figure out how to get some grains. Alright. And now where's our other ship? Here it is. It's coming here slowly but surely. So is our satisfaction improving? Not really. Deliver commodities from the surrounding. Alright. Let's go ahead and maybe set up a trade route. Let's just bring some clothes in. This guy, you come back over here. Actually, you come over here and bring some cocoa. That'll be an idea. Alright. So, of course, at the moment, we're just doing everything manually. That'll change. So, Seville 1, you wanted... or we wanted to take up some clothes, I think it was. Showing just how bad my memory is. Something like that. There we go. And then, what else can we get? We can also take in some more coal. And then... Alright. I'll leave it at that. And you come over here to Seville. Now, let's have a closer look at some of these other cities. So, in Campeche, they do have grains, which is interesting. So maybe I should buy Campeche, because it doesn't seem like any of these other cities are producing any grains for me that we can use, which seem to be a bit of an issue. There must be some way that we can also add different crops here and stuff, but it doesn't seem like it's super easy to do. In this town, a commodity is abundant. Thus, the price of the commodity is dropped so low that the production in the town is not lucrative anymore. But that's tobacco. So, anyway, let's go through our ships. This is the one that we want. And actually, let's come over to Campeche and let's buy a trade license. Let's try not to go bankrupt as well. That'd be an idea. A great one at that. So let's get Seville the Third over to Campeche. Which I do apologize for all you Latinos out there if I am butchering your names. You have to excuse my Australian ignorance. We are quite literally on the other side of the world. Let's go to here. And let's load up on some coffee. Oh, coffee, sorry, not cocoa. No, not coffee. We want cocoa. Yes. Or cacao. Let's get that much there, and that's it. That's all we really need to worry about, right? What we need to worry about is Seville and making them happy. So we can speed things up a little bit as well. It seems like there's somewhat of a day-night cycle, and there's days that do go by, but it's not like a proper day-night cycle that follows the actual time. It's just for visual effects, really. So over here, let's stock up on pretty much all of these grains, and you know what, let's also get some of this corn too. Okay, and now we can come up over to here, and now we should be able to hopefully sell a lot of these grains. So would be also an idea just to check out how many grains we do have, which I think is 246, but it seems like they might need more, and they consume 10 a day. We've got more than enough food, but we do need some of that corn. Also need some vegetables and all that other good stuff. What I'm super curious about though is why the production of commodities is restricted. 16.2 out of 16, which I guess is good, but it might be because we've got too much, right? I think that's what it is. That's what it'd have to be, surely. So Seville the First, go ahead and trade please with here. So let's get rid of all that there, which I don't think they really needed that coal, but you know, let's just make them happy. Let's make them happy with all these luxury goods here, which they don't actually probably need. I think what we probably should give them is things that they need, that they consume, right? That would make the most sense. I mean, whoever said that I do things that make the most sense? Nobody. Alright, so let's speed it up just a little bit. It's very interesting little formations here. Hopefully they change that, because what the hell is that? It's just a massive crater, which is colored blue. It doesn't even look like there's water. I mean, I guess there is. It looks like the actual craters dyed blue instead of there being water. Hopefully they change that. I mean, who's really supposed to be looking at that close? I mean, you just scroll past it. Alright, so over here we want to drop off some of our goods, but I think I'm going to need to move over some of our ships. Here we go. And let's give all our grains here, and let's give all of this corn here too. And you know, I actually like that trade route, because I mean, it seems like we still need some more grains. So I'm going to do that a couple of times, I think. Wonder what this star means too. Must be like a golden age or a golden era. Alright. And I'm hoping that Seville like us a lot too now. Interesting. So now we've got fruits coming up. Interesting. We've got too much clothing, which I guess is understandable. Now that we've given them so much. But let's check out our journal. It hasn't really improved anything here though. Got a couple of different things that I guess we can level up, or abilities that we can get as well. We've got statues that we can find. Okay. All right. So I think that'll be the very first episode. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I'll be back. Hopefully these videos are a bit more regular now. I'm playing a bit of Tropico Spitter DLC, which is a lot of fun too. But I'm trying to be a lot more regular now. But until next time though, guys, I'll see you later. And next time I'll be sure to be a lot more knowledgeable.